There we go. Welcome in to Fight to Flight with Kelly and Mike, brought to you by The Best Nest, because we're still waiting on a sponsor.
We are The Best Nest.
We are The Best Nest. My name is Mike Hess. I am a respiratory therapist. I do a lot with chronic lung conditions, chronic breathing problems, and help people breathe a little bit better.
My name is Kelly Becker. I'll say I'm a human. I'm a woman, and I've struggled with obesity my whole life. I happen to be a family nurse practitioner with a background in cardiopulmonary critical care and nursing. Now I'm a full-time obesity specialist, and I'm going to be real with you. I'm a flaming tire fire right now. So here to talk about the realities. You can have all the resources and knowledge and know how to coach others, but staying positive in the real world is what we're here to talk about.
All right, so will you do me a favor, please, and twist that clockwise? Nope, down. Yes, that collar there. Just twist that a little bit clockwise. Welcome into John, requesting a little bit more volume. Always hard to, it's funny. No, it's on. I played with the gain a little bit. Also, before I get into this whole conversation, I also want to say good hello to my good friend Judy Martin. I hope you're feeling a little bit better, Judy. A lot of heat and humidity again today, so hopefully you're trying to stay cool. You're always cool. I mean, who are we kidding? I'm not in the clinic, so I can say my favorite patient. How about that? And then John
It happens.
What's that?
It happens.
Yes.
So red means that it's not muted, and green would mean it is?
No, it actually blinks when it's muted. So it's always red, probably cost-saving measure. But when I know it's a little bit backwards.
The human factors design is poor.
There you have it. In any event, there's a funny quirk of technology where I use the same setup for podcasting. I use it for video conferences, and I use it for this. And of course, we're using it for this. So the volume is always a little bit different. It's the same microphone, same equipment, same computer, all that stuff, but the sensitivity in the software seems to be a little bit different, I guess. And so streaming on Facebook is a little bit different than recording the podcast. And so if you're listening to this on the podcast version and it's a little bit loud, we can blame John.
I want to know if people are hearing us okay now.
That's the most important thing. We need a team. That's what we need. We need to win the lottery so that we can get a team. So, as long as people are hearing us okay, that's really the key thing. As Kelly mentioned, and I kind of put in the description, if you're able to see that, it's been a challenging week. I don't know if you want to go first. You want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
Mind you, Mike and I have just reconnected after a full day at our day jobs, and we have not talked about what we're saying tonight. First of all, credit to my peer, Lynn Lounsbury, who made the blanket for us at Christmas birthday time.
Oh. Turns out I turned it the wrong way.
Neat.
So, from the top, Kelly, tell us about your tire fire.
I like your sweaty balls. That's how I feel. I mean, what's the show from SNL?
Delicious Dish.
Yeah.
The Delicious
I feel
Dish.
like we're on Delicious Dish. Fantastic. Great.
Good times.
Neat. Swell. Isn't that nice?
Demonstrating you were right, Kelly Becker, human factors design is poor, because when I'm looking at it upside down, then it didn't work right. So it's like that YouTube guy that he's the kitchen design expert, and then he greases up his hand and uses it his offhand, and if you can't do it, then it's bad design. So.
I appreciate him. Human factors. So again, thank you to Lynn Lounsbury, my colleague and friend, who made this beautiful blanket for us, because we do call our home The Best Nest. That's the origin of this page and everything. not going to lie. So I said in the opening, I'm an obesity specialist. For those that don't know me, I'm a nurse practitioner, and I'm someone who's struggled my whole life with obesity. Stepped on the scale this morning, started these shows with the Best Nest 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I had all these great hopes. In the month of May on Facebook, I was posting 21 days of change. When the pandemic started in March, I thought, this is awful, but I'll go home and I'll have time to regroup and recenter and be my best self and organize my house and start a healthy routine. And a couple weeks ago, I walked over 25 miles in a week, and then I had goals building on that, and I'd lost some weight. I'm up 30 pounds from my lowest post-op weight. And I'm counseling people who are wildly successful, thank goodness, every day, and recommending their friends and family, thank goodness. Love it, believe in it. And last night, Mike and I were on a short walk, what we could fit in the blazing heat. And I'll be honest with you all, I was like, you know what, man? I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm a flaming tire of fire. I know what to do. I have the resources. I have the time. I have the why. I have the support. What is happening to me? And I said, I keep, for all of this time and for a while now, I'm still doing the thing that brings me immediate comfort or gratification, and I'm not taking the time to do the things that require self-discipline, concentrated effort over time, unpleasantries. And I was really beating myself up, and I woke up and stepped on the scale today, and I'm 2 pounds higher than the first day when that was going to be my worst weight. And I am not a success story, and I don't want to be a fraud to you, you're so supportive, or to my patients. And so with a couple of patients today, we set some goals, but they were in the same place. And I messaged a peer last night, like, how are you doing? She's like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with feelings. And I was like, me too. I'm struggling. And I wasn't. I mean, it's not that we've been sick. We've been fortunate. We're working for now. We're healthy. We've had time. We have each other. We still like each other. We're happy. We don't even really want or need. We're kind of afraid to go out in the world. But I think what I'm struggling with, and I really, really need to know how other people are feeling, but I know some patients felt better today as we just put it out there. I'm feeling like we're starting to go back to the real world, and we're opening those wounds again, or we're opening those scabs again to these are the things from before. And there may be some fear about how to do this safely, specifically with the pandemic, but it's more than that. I'm going back to the world where I was chasing my own tail, and I didn't have time, or I didn't make the time for the appropriate self-care. And I had nightmares. I woke up gasping. I'm panicking. I've had all this time. Why didn't I do XYZ by now? I'm going to be in my clinic starting next week for at least some of the time live, and I am dousing myself in guilt. I'm struggling. I think others might be. Why haven't I taken advantage of some of this time to organize my life, my mind, my heart? Why haven't I used this time better when I was gifted the opportunity to be healthy through it? And I think that's how a lot of us feel. And I was standing in front of the coffee maker today because I said to Mike last night, I don't even know what to say anymore to myself. Usually I can Pollyanna something. I can come out of this and say, this is my barrier. This is how I will address it. This is something I can control. This is what I can do. You know, I have changed my template so I have Thursdays off. I can finally clean my house and organize my life, right? And thank you, Sean. And then I was shaking my head after I stepped on the scale today, and I thought, oh my goodness. And I thought, all I have left, all I can muster is I go back to what worked for me when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, after my paternal grandmother passed away. I was very close with her, but at that same time, there's a lot of loss in my life. And I'm an only child. I was living in the country. I couldn't drive. It was like a pandemic. I was on house arrest. My parents were working all day. And at that time, I had resources like my grandmother's Cooking Light magazines, and I felt crummy, and I had nothing but time, right? So I created a schedule, and I started with just getting enough water. I could almost cry because I didn't even think about that. With the first patient today, I said, what's the first thing we can do today? What's one thing we can control today? And the first thing I did was get enough water. And then I had the old vinyl Complete Workout by Jane Fonda. I put on the record